7 wins on the bounce. Have you ever done that before?
To be fair, when you get to my age, you forget everything. You don't. I wouldn't know what I did 2 years ago, let alone all them other years. It's just a nice feeling, you know. Lads have done really well and couldn't ask any more, really. They've all been difficult games, as they are. But we've managed to come through.
I remember asking you at the start of the season when you had 5, whether you felt you'd done that before. You weren't sure, but 7, you're still not sure.
No, I'm not. I don't. If you know, whatever, I'm not sure about anything over the years, really. It's all everybody else that comes up with all the statistics and things that I always smile, you know.
Yeah. Do you remember a long run of winning matches, though, somewhere where
no, I remember
it felt similar to this?
Not really, not winning. I remember not losing, you know, runs where you don't lose a game for a long time. But I don't remember consecutive wins, if I'm honest. Done that very often.
And in terms of the way the table is shaping up, 7-point gap now between yourselves and third. You've always been quite certain that the playoffs were with a set, stated target. Are you beginning to think maybe now you should be more firm in what you're aiming for?
No, not really. No, I think looking, you know, we've got some terrible, you know, really difficult fixtures on paper. We've got the worst running of anybody, I think. But so we just don't get carried away. You know, there's going to be losses between now and the end of the season, and we've just got to pick ourselves up and get on with the next one and just make a fight of it. Really, you know, we didn't think we'd be anywhere near where we are. So I don't see why we don't enjoy it. And like I say, I think when you start expectations, and you know, you're likely to disappoint. So we don't have any. We just get on with it, really. You know, they're a genuine bunch of lads. I've not heard any talk about automatic or anything. I think we just know that we're lucky to be where we are as a group. We've earned that right, and we've got to, you know, continue as much as we can.
When you look at this run of games that you're on, what do you think has been the key to getting tight games to fall in your favour?
I think that, you know, we've persevered in a lot of games. You know, we've probably overcome things during a game that could have quite easily turned a game the other way. We've got that kind of group of players, really. We don't know when we beat. We've always started on a bright foot. I think this right from the start of the year. After you know, we had a terrible run. We had a good talk about that. Even the terrible run, we could have won most of those games. So, you know, football is such a slight thing and such a fine margins that we just got to, you know, we said let's give it a go now. You know, we've nothing to, you know, let's get to that 73 and get into the playoffs. And you know, to achieve that now, I mean, you know, I think it's an amazing thing really for the team. But they're enjoying it. You can see they're enjoying it. You can see, you know, even when we went behind the other night, and it could have been we could have been 2 or 3 down. But you know, they all stuck together, and you could see them, you know, fighting for each other. It was really good to see that sort of, because they're not a bad side, Brentford, and you know, as the stats show, they've got the most shots than anybody else in the whole league. So we knew it'd be difficult, but all credit to the lads. You know, we didn't let that heads go down, and thought we played some good stuff at times, created some good chances. You know, and they seem to come one after the other now. You know, another, you know, probably the toughest game we've had for a long time on Sunday.
You've always spoken wherever you've been about the importance of team spirit, of togetherness, of a common sense of purpose. How does this spirit in this dressing room compare to previous ones?
Well, it's a very good spirit. I think it's, you know, it's not. I think that's the reason why we are where we are. But I've had these kind of spirits before. You know, the groups that we've made in different clubs have all had the strength that we've got here, and we've got, you know, quite a lot of ability as well, you know, going forward. So, you know, it's a really good mixture, a really good recipe, really, in the Championship. And, you know, when you've got that kind of attitude and you've got leaders on the pitch, you know, I think every team needs leaders, you know, and we've got you know, 2 or 3 of them. And I think that's really stood us in good stead down the spine.